And we're live, another PLUStainment Show. Welcome. It's July, and there was an Independence Day, and here we are. Jane Ellen's here. She's got the really genuine, authentic smile. And Paulie Tenth has come back from the dead. And you know me, I'm Jew for Rappaport. Hey, Paulie's got an amazing story he wants to share with all of us. Paulie?
Matt, thanks for inviting me. Janie, you look fantastic. I hope everybody's doing good. Yeah, here's the thing. We were talking a little bit before the show, and...
Wait a minute, I've said nothing.
Ha! Jane, would you like to say hi?
hold on a second.
Oh, there we go. Wait, you're
Okay,
ready.
that's really all I wanted to say. You can go on. Oh, wow. It kind of does look better this way, doesn't it? Okay, you can go on.
No.
Oh.
Go ahead, Janie.
And I'm back. What did I miss?
Oh, I can tell.
Hey, Paulie's here. Did everyone see
I
Paulie
often
Tenth?
do.
His last name really is Ninth, but he goes by Tenth.
Yeah, I'm only since I've been 8th, but... yeah, the story is that we were talking before the show about haircuts, and at one point during, I believe it was Bill Clinton's first term, there was a whole big thing. He got a haircut. Mm-hmm. It was on Air Force One, and he tied up a couple of runways at LAX, and it blew up into a whole big thing.
You mean runway models? Or?
Wasn't it the $200 haircut?
Yes, it was expensive for a haircut, as far as people knew.
Was that not the barber, Christophe?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. Here, you go ahead and tell the story.
Wait, I thought Makowsky was missing this week. That's
I
weird.
was just remembering it, but...
Makowsky, I thought Makowsky... Why? That's what Makowsky does.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be your asshole on the panel this evening. Thank you very much.
I thought
there are emergency exits at the front and rear of the plane for anybody who is butthurt.
Captain Makowsky reporting.
What?
What?
In my ear, I can hear Makowsky. It sounds like...
Is he alive?
Send money. No, send pesos. No, send cocaine. That's what he's saying.
Send cocaine.
He says,
send 10 pesos for cocaine?
He says we need some cocaine. If you want. That's just for his nerves. I don't know. I think he's on the toilet. He had some bad Mexican food. That's all.
I need cocaine for my nerves.
My nerves. His nerves are shot. Anyway,
he is worked up enough that cocaine would calm him down. I'm not suggesting any nefarious things or illegal drug use, viewers.
No, oh no, I mean cocaine or cola is what I'm talking about.
Cocaine. I mean, he needs to listen to Eric Clapton. That's what I mean.
That's correct. Hey, was that story over, by the way?
Yeah, he got a haircut, and that's it. Here's what happened. And I don't know all the details. I got this second and third hand. So he had the haircut. There was a radio station somewhere in the San Francisco area, and they decided to do a remote on one of the bridges. And what they were going to do is they're going to take the remote van out. They were going to park it across the bridge, block traffic, and one of the DJs, the personalities, was going to get a haircut in the remote van while they were on air in the morning. So they did this. It blocked traffic for whatever it was, 15 minutes, a half an hour, who knows. The guy that I got this story from was a friend of mine who worked for the insurance company that insured that media group. He said by 5 o'clock they had 1,500 or something like that lawsuits against them for blocking up the traffic, and I just got a kick out of that. So you know, Matt, you and I, we probably don't get $200 haircuts. Mine certainly doesn't look like it, but it's just, you know, you got to laugh about stuff like that. Funny stories with haircuts.
I've met the man twice, and I waited on him once. He was all right.
Slick Willie?
Yeah.
I would just like to point out I have confirmed that Christophe did do the haircut. Thank you very much. That my memory served. I remember 2 things about the Clinton administration.
And one was Christophe.
And one of them was Jew.
One was Christophe. One was cigar/blue dress.
Can't we just call it Jew?
Blue dress, DNA.
Blue dress, cigar, and Christophe. Why I remember the name from this obscure incident, I don't know.
Do you think it's a little ridiculous that,
that's about as political as I get.
That we gave a crap about who gave who a blowjob? I mean, Kennedy probably had tons of those.
I'm sure he did.
Personally, I don't care.
Blow job, that's a quality site.
That was really good.
Anyway, moving on. I see you have a cigarette in your hand. Is it just the oral fixation, or are you doing your Dyson impression?
No, I usually don't smoke on your show, so I don't know why I even picked that thing up. Maybe I'm nervous?
Yeah, Jane's the one that's supposed to be smoking.
Smoking! Hello! Oh!
Here, let me bring a little comedy here.
Yeah, please.
Whoa,
bring just a little bit.
Thanks a lot.
No, I used the wrong word.
She made brownies earlier.
There you go. Let's do it like this.
This is PLUStainment Show circa 2011. Back when we used to talk about dancing with the czars.
Intrigues me greatly. And I did send this to you, gentlemen, so you can also look at the picture.
Oh, it might be a sex toy.
No, not that. We'll get to that story in a minute.
Okay.
But this guy was really bothered. And see, I just read the story. I've already forgotten his name. This guy was really bothered by how you can't eat a taco easily because it tends to crumble. And it's a real pain because you can grab a burger and eat it in the car, and for the most part, it maintains its integrity. But a taco, while mobile, it's just really not happening. I mean, that takes real talent.
Stole my idea. That was my, I literally have like a stand-up comedy routine about eating a sandwich. This
guy made, I assume it's pronounced tacone, T-A-C-O-N-E. He took the machines that make waffle cones.
Yeah.
Only he used it's not the sweet waffle cone stuff you'd put ice cream in it, but it's the same kind of taste of a taco shell.
It's a tortilla?
It is indeed a tortilla. But I think it looks waffly. And so it would maintain taco integrity, and you can one-hand it.
Taco-integrity.
So you can scoop in your food and pile it this way and still
drive. You can eat a taco like an ice cream cone.
And I will add to this, seeing as I just talked to my bariatric surgeon, he was just preaching to the choir. And he says, you know why people are overweight these days? And I said, because food is delicious. He says, other than that.
Give me another reason, Jamie. One more.
Other than that.
Family Feud style. We surveyed 100 people.
He said 80 years ago, you didn't have such convenience. You couldn't, on a whim, roll through a drive-through. You didn't have all this refrigeration. You just didn't have it. And so you had to prepare stuff.
You had to work.
You actually had to do it. And you just couldn't go, oh, I smell those McDonald's French fries, and all of a sudden eat them and be eating them in seconds. And he's right, because I don't go to McDonald's very often, but there is one 2 miles from my house. And sometimes I will drive by it, and I'll think, gee, I'm really hungry. It's like, what? I can't wait 2 minutes to get to my house where I have food?
Yeah.
And he's right. It's just like, I could go get it. Yes, their fries are delicious.
Well, yeah, I mean, does it ever come a point in your life when McDonald's, if you want to sponsor us, is going to totally fuck that up, but does it ever come a point in your life where you're like, McDonald's, not really in my head as food anymore, because now that I'm older, it's like, that's just, or no. Does it go
McDonald's French fries will always have, crack in them for me.
I had to work at McDonald's. I got some French fry grease, and
that probably hurts. Yeah.
It hurt. It popped out.
But the idea that there's anything with a drive-through that is open 24 hours a day, and just think about your patterns as you walk around or drive around wherever you live, you can just go, oh, I'm 5 minutes from my house, but look, I'm right here. I'm next to wherever. I'm next to a 24-hour Dunkin' Donuts.
Of course, if you walk, there's a better chance that it won't hurt you as much.
As much. But 80 years ago, it really wasn't an option. And that was his point. That's why obesity wasn't that big a deal.
I got to a point where I just was sickened by the idea of deep-fried food. I had enough. It was too much. I couldn't do it anymore. And the the chief executive officer of Burger King actually called me and said, sales are way down, and could you please come back?
That's a whopper of a story.
Yeah.
But I'm bummed.
And then he ate an entire chicken.
Whoa.
An entire effing fried chicken.
And you were like,
it's a true story. Hadn't had KFC in I don't know how long. It was
is that what you call chicken?
It was like 2 years, something like that, and I really had a taste for it. I wanted the secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, and I went in there and I said, I want a whole chicken. What's the cheapest way I can get an entire chicken? And I ate 8 pieces of fried chicken, an entire fried chicken, and 2 biscuits.
Now all I can think about is Major League. What's his name? Serrano. He had to sacrifice the chicken.
They brought
you gotta get him a chicken, a whole chicken, live chicken.
Okay. This is what we got going on. We got a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on.
Fried chicken. We got it. Oh no, that's Bull Durham.
Mac and cheese.
I'm just salivating over the thought of that chicken because I just want to smell it.
Now, Janie, you made brownies today, so I think you got a lot of smells.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
I did actually say nom nom while I was eating the fried chicken. That's how addicted to social networks I am.
And by social networks, you mean Google Plus. There.
And by Google Plus, I mean that and others, yes.
And not a social network, because you don't want to piss people off. All right.
It's a ghost town, actually.
Not really a Google. Oh yeah, it's not really a social.
So yeah, we did a brownie hangout on air. Because
now wait. Let me just set the record straight. If you're watching, when she says we did a brownie hangout on air, it doesn't mean we had a bunch of brownies like troops. Okay. Anyway.
No, I made brownies.
I know. I just want to clear that up.
The ones I've made since I was a child, and I gave the recipe. And did you not see that it's such a thing of beauty to watch the colors mixed together? Or is that just me?
I viewed the Hangout on Air, the Brownie Hangout on Air today.
Yeah.
I viewed it. I watched the entire episode. It was wonderful. It was mesmerizing. I laughed. I cried.
And then you took a dump.
No, I went and bought brownies at the store down the street.
And then after you ate them, maybe.
I said, there's no way that this tastes as good as Jane Ellen.
So, hey, I don't know if you know.
Baked goods.
Baked goods, yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but Janie brought to my attention, she knows all the news, something about sex toys in Target or Walmart.
Yes, I didn't know this, and I don't think that they sell them. See, there is no Target in my town. I have to drive like 60 miles to get to Target. See?
16, wow.
60.
Oh, that's awful.
I know. But there are 2 Chez Walmairs.
No. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. Chez Walmairs. Get the hell out of here. Nobody in Bentonville can pronounce Chez Walmairs. Sorry, all my Arkansas circlers.
It's true.
I think by you pronouncing it Chez Walmairs, I think like about 100 Chinese kids just died instantly. That was
could be. Anyway. Oh, laundry's done.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
No, my brain exploded. All of the poor French pronunciations that I just did. So I read that for the past 2 years, maybe it was just the past 2 years at Target, but I swear I've noticed nothing that looks like sex toys in Walmart. And apparently they've been selling these things. And it's not the stuff that you could use as a sex toy, and they're saying it's some sort of a back rubber or something like that. Just rubber. But you know, something like that. It's a legitimate vibrator. And we're not talking about a toothbrush either, but a legitimate vibrator, and it's billed as such. He says, you know, like so-and-so, like Trojan brand vibrator or whatever. And all this stuff is being sold in the stores. And I never noticed them. And if they have, they're not selling them here. Now, our friend Gilberto, he says that they're not sold in Dallas. So maybe they're only sold in some of these stores in certain cities. But now I feel the need to hit all the drugstores and look, because I'm curious.
And
I am Curious Yellow. I am Curious Yellow. What is that? What is that? I'm Curious Yellow. Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
Bueller?
Neither one of you played a lot of Trivial Pursuit, the very first X-rated film. I'm Curious Yellow.
Oh.
I'm really disappointed.
Debbie Does Dallas? What?
I'm sorry, I don't know the titles of them.
They have titles?
I've never seen it. I I learned that. I learned that from playing Trivial Pursuit, and so there you have it.
It was the SS Minnow. The SS Minnow.
So apparently Walgreens and Target and Walmart, Target.
Now, Sex Toy Dave is very upset about this, I'm sure.
I'm sure. I tagged him into it, and
well, you know,
that accomplished nothing.
I don't really think.
No, they don't have.
I was doing my Dave Levine impression. I never.
They don't have a huge selection, huge, and they don't sell any whips and chains that I'm aware of. But they do have chains at Lowe's here, but not ones you could get in and out of easily. I don't know. I was fascinated by it, so now around here, I am curious.
Well,
do you
Bud
think
Hoffman is watching?
Hey, Bud.
And he says he does that with Subway. All right, go ahead, Paul.
Do you think that because you are a recognized personality in your region, Jane Ellen, do you think that you could start a movement to get sex toys more available? Grocery stores, department stores, discount stores, home improvement centers. Home improvement centers.
We're going again, sex toys.
I think that if I approach the managers of these stores,
wait. I think we need to play this out. Ready? Jane, you play yourself. You are approaching Paulie to ask to sell sex toys in his store. I am just someone that's kind of lurking.
You're the lurker.
I'm a lurker. And scene.
Hey, Paulie, I haven't seen you in a week. How are you?
It's wonderful to see you as well, Jane Ellen.
You know, I've noticed that the store doesn't have all of my needs met. Do you realize that? I come here all the time. You've got great cookies.
I'm sorry. What don't we have?
Well, you seem to be fresh out of vibrators, but you've got all the batteries I need. What's the deal? They sell them 60 miles away, but they don't have any here. I don't understand.
I guess I've just never considered female stimulation.
Well, you know, the women, they all shop here. Did you ever think they might actually buy those kinds of things?
It's not a bad idea. What would you suggest? Would you suggest the ones that are lifelike or the ones with a smooth shaft?
I would like to defer to the lurker.
Scene. That's how it's done. That's how we do a scene on the show. Masterpiece Theater.
Master what theater?
Master P Theater. What? Mr. Who? Mr. T? Hey, what are you drinking there, Paulie? Iced tea?
I was going to say, it kind of looked like urine.
Oh, you're in town. You're in luck. Oh, ginger ale.
Bubbles. Okay.
Ginger ale?
Ginger ale.
I'm drinking iced coffee in a classic glass.
I am drinking green tea in something that says believe in yourself.
I'm lazy, so I use a lot of disposable cups.
I thought your name was Paulie, not Susan.
Boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Makowsky?
I don't know. Honestly,
my heart.
He's dead or kidnapped. I'm so worried.
Now, if Makowsky is dead, who gets his Plus account?
Oh, you know, it should be one of those trust things where there's a board and it's overseen like a museum, an endowment. I said endowment.
Well, you did say endowment. Well, I do get his universal cord for the computer. He did put that up. So I do get his universal cord.
He put it up. He kept it up. He endowed it.
He kept it up, and he endowed it.
He sent it first class from his ass. Right. And it had some ass.
I remember that, and the next thing I put up was bitches love chords. I don't know why I put that up.
Didn't you say bitches love songs too? Something like that.
Song references.
Beaches, right?
You guys did a good job today. It actually was a lot of fun. You guys were funny. And the reason I commented nude cookbook is because, Jane, when you held it up, you said it's a new cookbook, not a nude cookbook, but a new cookbook. And so I immediately typed in nude cookbook, but I was watching the YouTube, which has the delay, and so the comment comes up like 3 hours later, and Rappaport's going, oh, creepy Uncle Paulie put nude cookbook in.
Did I call you Uncle?
No.
Call you Uncle.
Sorry. You did. No, you didn't.
You're not really very avuncular, so I can't.
Yeah. You're more like the third cousin.
Avuncular? Hold on a second.
She's going to look that up. Paulie Tenth, how Paulie Tenth Googles or Yahoo.
Oh, crap. You know, see, this is what I hate. I'm just trying to find an online dictionary. What's the first Google result? 2 girls in a cup.
Oh. Is it Makowsky watching it while he eats ice cream?
You know, reliving the memories. I remember that first time we made you watch that Paulie Tenth, and you were all gay.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and that really, you know, we were goofing off a lot, but that was legitimately the first time I'd ever seen that video. I had heard everybody talking about it. I even saw the Family Guy where Stewie watches it.
No,
so
that
I knew
was
it was
awesome.
something, but I actually had no idea what it was. I actually had no idea, and I was trying to, you know, because it was the first time I was on the show, I was trying to just look at it. In my head, I'm going, there's no way that people get, like, turned on by that. There's absolutely no way.
No way. Hey, let's do a PLUStainment shout-out. What's the name of that show? Jerry Hoffer, Ralph Mendoza, Bud Hoffman, and Joe Vincent are all watching us on the G+.
We love. Because I really don't care, but it just flashed in front of me. One of the Kardashians gave birth and gave her child a name I've actually heard of, Penelope. There you go. Yeah. She didn't call her after a piece of fruit or anything like that. It's a name I've heard of. All right. And there's that and that. Okay.
Although would you name, is it okay to name your kid having the P sound in her name? Is that kind of, that could be, kids might make fun of that. Penelope.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't do that because of it. I mean, the naming of my children was just a huge
There's that word again.
Drama. I mean, it took months and months and months of debate. I mean, master debate over the naming of the children.
I love how Paulie puts it together for everybody. That's what I love.
And going through how can you make fun of these names? And putting their initials together, and does it spell out anything dirty? Because you get some pretty intelligent...
Like FUK?
Yeah.
Like Francis Underwear Kirkman? Yeah.
And you see, my friend Jason, who I call Jay, his initials do spell out J. Now, I think that's the coolest thing ever. But, yeah, it was really difficult. And so I would come up with these names that I liked, and my husband would go, oh, no, because they could be called this, or this. It's like, what? Are you serious? So,
Shirley.
Yes. There's so many things were knocked down.
What was the worst name that he wanted that you said no way?
Annabelle.
No, as opposed to Annabella.
And there's no, I mean, there's no disrespect to any Annabelles, but I had recently seen some sort of film where a cow was named Annabelle, and my
for your kids Annabella, right?
Anna Grace.
Oh, Anna Grace.
And so that in the spirit of compromise, I came up with that. So basically, she was named after our dog.
No.
That was my.
So you basically your kid's Indiana Jones, right? That's good.
Yeah. That's okay.
He was named after a dog.
Yeah. That's okay. The priest who baptized her, he was named after his family dog too. He says, well, you know, the family dog was named Petey, so I think that's where they got it.
You Christians and your crazy namings. Wait for the person to die. They die. Name it after that person. That's easy. You're gonna die. We gotta name a kid. When's that?
And Jenna, because I know you care. I wanted to call her Marie, which is her middle name, and my husband said, "Oh, that's too French." It's like, seriously?
Although Marie Jenna does come to the one Jenna I know happens to do porn for a living, but you know.
Well, I don't know her. Oh, and that was another rule. You couldn't know anyone by that name.
What? What?
Ever? In my head, no, I couldn't know anyone by the name of the children. So I didn't know an Anna Grace.
I'm pretty sure that's how things like Shaniqua Landra get developed.
Yeah, probably.
I guess, but then Apple.
Yeah, that was it was all part of my rules. Couldn't know anyone, and it couldn't be named after a family member.
When
name the kid Seven.
Seven, that was my name.
Seven is my name.
Now, I was reading this over the past week about, it was from Cracked.com, which is one of my favorite websites, about what some actors do the same thing over and over in their films. And I had not noticed this before. Now,
Nicolas Cage.
I was aware of John Cusack always being in the rain. And so just listed, film after film after film of him in the rain. And there's on YouTube, you can see a montage of him in the rain constantly. And how snow is almost like rain, but colder rain. So there's that. I did not notice that Tom Hanks seems to be peeing in all of his films.
Huh. Peeing. I mean, I guess Bachelor Party he peed.
Forrest Gump, he has to pee. He has to pee in the Green Mile, and he gets healed.
Oh, he has that thing. He has that
yeah,
thing.
and it keeps, and there are several more they named. I didn't realize that there are stories and sites just devoted to Brad Pitt's eating through films.
Oh, that he does, yes. He eats like the worst junk food because he doesn't eat it offset. But like Ocean's 11, he's eating the hamburgers, and in Moneyball, he has the ice cream. I think
that's so funny. And
in Meet Joe Black, he's got the peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
He just eats his way through films.
I know.
Fascinating.
He eats his way through films, and then he meets Jonah Hill, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, you're kind of fat. Let's get rid of that." All right. And then he does. So.
In the story, they said in real life he just eats the sweat of gazelles. But
oh, I thought that was Angelina. Okay.
No, in movies he just eats all sorts of things.
Have you ever considered putting the sweat of gazelles in your brownies?
Yes, that's the next element I'm going to add to that.
That is a nutty idea. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any experience with gazelle sweat, but
now,
I've heard it's great.
I do know where to get some, though.
Now, did you hear about the picnickers sickened by the E. coli? That's crazy.
Why do you know where to get gazelle sweat?
Now, is sweat going to be...
I know people.
I know people. God.
I could get gazelle sweat.
Cookeville, Tennessee does not have a Target, but we've got 3 suppliers of gazelle sweat.
I didn't say that Cookeville had gazelle sweat. I said I know people. I can get gazelle sweat.
And we have a caller. Caller is calling from Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Intercourse, Pennsylvania, go!
Intercourse, Pennsylvania, which is located very close to Blue Ball, Burton, and Paradise.
Oh, we lost the caller. Jane?
First-time caller, long-time listener.
I listened long time.
Mega dittos, Rappo.
Oh.
I listened to you long time.
Janie, are those nails pink?
Yes, indeed they are.
Did we get those done recently?
We got them done about 12 hours ago.
Stunning.
Now, speaking of pink, would you rather, do you think...
Hello.
Hello, Pink. Mr. Pink. Pink in the stink in the... Whoa, who said that? It's a family show. So, would you rather see Pink or Pink... Do you think Pink would sell out before Pink Floyd or no chance? And I'm stumped Paulie Tenth.
Well, I think they should travel together. Pink and
the Pink tour. The pinkish tour.
I think that the premise of your question is incorrect. I'm pretty sure Pink has already sold out.
Wait. Pink Floyd and Simply Red. Huh?
That's like going to clash a little bit.
Singing Blue Bayou.
Oh, I love Blue Bayou.
I know. That's exactly why I did it.
I love that
song. Ronstadt.
Clap. Clap is it.
Because of your Linda Ronstadt post last week.
I've been in such a Linda Ronstadt mood lately.
Now, there were apocalypses that might happen, and Jane, you can report to us about those. I mean, everyone keeps talking about the zombie one. But...
Why do you always pick things, I guess it's because it's your show, that I have not opened up?
Oh, yeah, I didn't, yeah.
Well, you've got it in front of you. I picked up the E. coli, so you've got the apocalypse now. So why don't you run with that?
I should run with that. At least humankind, there's been a lot of apocalypses. Subterranean, alien, zombie, asteroid, thermo...
Well, the zombie one is getting the biggest play because, the CDC mentioned it. What is the deal? The CDC really said it was a zombie apocalypse because of the bath salts, or it was a joke? We thought they were joking. What if there was a search engine?
What if your life could be easier?
And we could just type in
Oh, I thought Paulie was thinking. I thought we were doing a commercial for Google Plus. Right.
What if? Hey, while you're doing that, yes? What
just happened?
There was one? Touch my stuff, I'll kill you. Any of you... Oh, I guess that's a slur. I shouldn't say that.
No, I know that quote.
Actually, I think my oldest child said to my youngest child, "You touch my stuff, I'll kill you." And I almost responded with, "Any of you." And I thought, she doesn't need to know that whole quote. Not right now.
That is Breakfast Club, or I'm thinking wrong?
No, it's Stripes.
Oh, Stripes.
Lighten up, Francis.
There you go.
I don't like any of you touching my stuff, so keep your meat hooks off.
Now all I can think about is mud wrestling. Anyway. All right. Better movie. Is Stripes a better movie than Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes.
In my opinion, it's a lot funnier than Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
Is Stripes a better movie than Animal House?
No, not in my opinion. Animal House better.
All right.
Mrs. Wormer. Animal House has Mrs. Wormer. That's it. Enough said.
But for me,
the original
Stripes,
Cougar.
Animal House, Ghostbusters. If I meet you and you don't find at least one of them funny,
you're not going to have a date.
We've got a problem.
There's going to be a misunderstanding.
There's going to be a couple of dead bodies.
You're going to get one of these.
The Hickey from Kinnicky is like a Paulie Tenth there. Right.
With relish. I mean, I can accept not being into Star Wars and Star Trek. I don't understand it that you don't like Lord of the Rings, Makowsky.
What? How can
I can
not like Lord of the Rings?
understand it, but if you don't like Animal House, Ghostbusters, and Stripes in some form or fashion, that's just not a behavior I normally see in a kitchen appliance. I just can't go for that. No can do.
You're not into that. Not at all.
No. It really affects me deeply. So I'm looking at this story, and it's unimportant because I'm going to tell a different one while you look up Apocalypsi.
Yeah, I don't feel like doing that, but I think Paulie should tell us about his July 4th. Now, Paulie did a July 4th live fireworks event.
I'm just going to close down all this prep. It's irrelevant. Yes? Yeah, he called me and hung up. It was awesome.
Makowsky?
No, Paulie said, "Hey, we can do a hang-up from the fireworks."
Click. Paulie, if you're still with us, click it on. All right.
All right. So, here's the thing. You go to the fireworks, all right? All right. You got your phone, you got your smartphone, you got your Google Hangouts, all right? You go to the fireworks, and you got your phone. You got your phone, you start up the Hangout. You dial up Jane Ellen, you say, "Hey, let's do a Hangout, see what's going on." What happened with you, Jane Ellen, was I couldn't hear you. I didn't know if you could hear me. I didn't know what was going on. I saw you in the car. I knew you were an hour behind. Not that you are slow, but it's the time zone. And so I said, all right, I really don't know what's going on here, and maybe this isn't going to happen. Joe Bolin, who's a great guy here on Google+, had asked me if anybody was doing a Hangout. I think I'm getting Makowsky. And so what I did was I called him up, and I did the Hangout from my phone and showed him the fireworks over the Hudson. My apologies to NBC4 New York.
Now, when you say over the Hudson, do you mean like the dead fat guy?
I'm sorry?
That's how you do fireworks on July 4th. Speaking of fireworks, Jane, how was your sexual encounters last week? With the,
What?
I said, yeah,
what?
with food.
Sexual what?
Sexual who? Sexual baba. So, remember that time that we met on Google+? I remember that. That was like yesterday, right? A whole year's gone by since then, or 6 months. And we've become fast friends on this internet thingy.
Yes, we have. As opposed to slow friends. And I was going to tell you all about the 4th of July. It went something like this. The phone rang, and I said to the girls, "Oh, it's Paulie. He can't hear me, but look, he's going to show us the fireworks an hour before they go off."
Oh, no.
And they said, "Oh, my God, really?" Well, they didn't say, "Oh, my God." They said, "Really? Really? We don't have to wait an hour?" I said, "That's right, because he's in New York, and you're going to see an hour before they go off. Okay, it's going to start any minute." He's gone.
No. Oh, no.
And then the crying started.
Oh, yeah. Now,
and then I call him back.
That's it. I'm going to rage quit.
Then I call him back, and you know what? He didn't answer.
This
and
is
then,
love, ladies and gentlemen.
And then the girls are having, they're hysterical. And then I call him back. And you know what? And he doesn't answer.
And he's still loving it.
And then I may have even sent a message, and you know what? I didn't get a response. And then I may have even tried again to call him back. Because at this point, Jenna is sobbing. And he didn't answer. So,
I got to see Jenna and Anna Grace today, and I can tell, I can tell very clearly that they have moved beyond that whole episode.
Well,
they were delighted to see me.
It was a week ago.
Well, they didn't know you were the bad man that did that to
Oh, great. That's
right.
Because you've changed your look since then. You used to have more hair and stuff.
You've grown facial hair now.
No, they know who Paulie. They said, hi, Paulie.
They didn't say Uncle Paulie. So.
No. No, that's for adult Google Plus users only.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of disturbing.
I did make it 18 plus for that reason.
So, yes. So, what irritated me about the fireworks, when we had a nice view, we saw it in a little town near us, and it was an okay show. And there was, I want to say, a drunk redneck about 3 people away. It wasn't crowded where we were, and they were in their pickup, sitting in the back of it, and they were drinking a little.
Tailgating?
Yep. And we were on the side of, oddly enough, Main Street in a little community called All Good. They could only afford the 1 L. It's not all good. It's all good. And honestly, there's no one in their way. They're in the back of this dumpy red pickup. And the part of the people of the group were already there. The pickup shows up a minute before the show starts. I can hear the guy. He generically struck me as, let's say, 25 and a pain in the ass. He starts complaining. 1 or 2 fireworks goes off. He hates it. He wants to get out of there. He's kvetching the whole time. And finally, whoever the other people are say, just leave then. Only not quite like that.
Leave! Hey, Motivus Jones is watching. Roman McGuckin's tuning in. Hey, everybody. Motivus Jones, if you haven't watched, Motivus did a little catch-up for Roman, and so I'm going to do it for you. This is the PLUStainment Show, the only show where things plus themselves.
Yes,
Brownie Talk, Vibrators at Walmart, Gazelle Sweat, and Mud Wrestling all came up tonight.
I know. Now, you know, his name fascinates me because I've never heard it before.
Motivus.
Yes. I mean, is it
like Greek for
what
motivate?
Type of name? I mean, I'm just so unfamiliar with it. It fascinates me. I once knew some people used to call me when I did a night request show, and I'll never forget their names because it was Meepo, Lipo, Tipo, and Nepo. And I said to each one of these kids, I said, so how'd you guys all get those names? Well, our daddy gave it to us. And I said, really? Well, what do they mean? Well, I don't know. So the next time you call me, which is going to be in 5 minutes, you tell me what your names mean. So they informed me they were all Indian names. Yeah. I don't think they were actual Indian names. I think their daddy just thought them up. And those are their names. Like, everybody knew them by those names.
Like Ashola and Shathade?
Gesundheit. What?
They're kids that were named Ashola. A-S-S-H-O-L-E.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one.
And Shathade. S-H-I-T-H-E-A-D.
You had something stuck in your mouth there, Paulie. What?
Shathade.
Yeah.
Famale.
You got to get it out.
Famale.
Like Sinead.
Famale.
I'm telling you.
F-E-M-A-L-E. No, those were actually the names because I met the oldest brother. And he said, you used to talk to my little sister all the time. I said, really? He goes, remember Meepo? It's like, oh, my God.
Wait, did you say Meepo?
Yes. I said Meepo. And then he told me that they had real names, and those were all nicknames. It was some cock and bull story.
Ooh.
And why do they say cock and bull story? Is it a bull's cock, or are they talking about a rooster and a bull, and it didn't end well for one of them? Why
did I ever mention that I ate an entire fried chicken? That's not a cock and bull story.
I mean, dog and pony show, I've heard about
or?
that. But why is it a cock and bull story?
Yeah, have you, you know, it's
If
times
it was
like
just,
this. Go ahead, do it.
It's times like this we get
something like a search engine where I could just put in
tell
a phrase.
Thank you.
If only there was a place that told us stuff that we didn't know before.
Origin of...
Oh my God, type in.
Shush! You know why?
You sound like Makowsky.
You know why you do?
Oh, what's the noise?
Wait a minute, the type break.
Because...
Oh my God, I can
tell you
hear
about
hot,
Turtle Trap?
I can hear hot air rising.
Can I get to the hate mail? Hate mail. I got hate mail.
The Cock and the Bull were two of the main coaching inns in the town at Stony Stratford, Buckinghamshire, England. And they had much rivalry. And that
sounds like a cock and bull story to me.
So the reference to a cock and a bull is duplicated in 17th and 18th century citations, blah, blah, blah.
This is why we have a good place to find stuff.
And then we're talking about cock horses. A cock horse is a nursery term. I don't know. It's something English. We'll ask AU. It's something English.
AU, something British.
Yeah.
Oh, you really? He knows everything about him.
He does, doesn't he? See, it's something I didn't know before. About the cock and the bull.
The cocky bull.
Do you like the story of Ferdinand the Bull?
I'm a bull, I guess.
Or did it ever make you think of Aubusons? And on another note, so we have the Roku. Wow, my children are loud. Makowsky was right. Makowsky's always right. I sense crying about to happen.
Oh, they're going to fight.
He's got powers.
He's got powers in a special mission. This is episode 18. 18 again. Mission survival.
I just hope they return him alive with nothing cut off. Like, well, I guess if a year is gone...
What if they give him a haircut?
The most important thing in the negotiations is to constantly obtain proof of life. There must be some proof that he's still alive before the negotiations.
Well, can't they just make a YouTube video and just hit play over and over again?
Well, no, no. That's why there are experts that deal with this, because it's things you have to make a very specific odd request for a photograph or a videotape that could only be produced on that day. It may involve a periodical dated that day, like a newspaper or something like that. But you have to establish that contact. You and I couldn't do it, Rappo.
Honest to God, I have no idea if he's alive or not. I'm going to swear. This is not a troll.
There is a 50% chance that he is.
I can't believe that the networks haven't picked us up, because we are on the cutting edge of finding out whether he's alive or not.
Yes, that is true. Hey, have you guys ever, more importantly,
I was going to ask something really important, and now you managed to get it.
Oh.
Other than whether or not Makowsky's alive.
Well, that's pretty important.
Because I don't need a cord right now, even though bitches love cords.
Bitches love cords. Do bitches love events? What is the... Have you guys got invited to some event that's just... I never look at it, but now I look at it. What? Birthdays from Coast... The events, you know, there's events. It's not just a TV show.
Events exploded the first day, and then they went...
Now, there's an event called Lonely People, which is Upright Citizens Brigade, which is actually...
Don't mock that. It took me a long time to come up with that.
Now, this Catterday, of course, share pictures of cats. Oh, Ryan Van Sickle's having an honored concert on Wednesday, July 18th, this summer at Pearl. Ooh, Back to the Future Day. I don't think I'll get there. Wednesday, October 21st in Philadelphia.
Oh, did you see the monster truck DeLorean that I put into the stream today?
Yes.
It almost hurt me. If only there was some sort of search engine where we could find out how many DeLoreans were made.
If only there was a search engine to find original jokes to use over and over. That would be ridiculous, but
I mean, they took this DeLorean and they made it. They just put, monster truck tires on it, and I'm sure all sorts of trucky business. There was a DeLorean in the town I went to college in, and I thought it was the coolest thing, because this guy would drive a DeLorean all around the place. It's like, oh man, there's a DeLorean.
That has got to be, it depends on the age of the girl, but if you go up to a girl in DeLorean, you open the door and you go, hey, baby, when this thing hits 88, you're going to see some serious shit. And then, damn, that is like the pickup line. Right.
Yeah, and you know what? And if it falls flat, you know there's no point having furthering that date because you will feel unsatisfied.
You will. And then, of course, Seth Rogen's on the date. You have to do roads.
We're going. We don't need roads.
We need roads. Yeah, that was a random improvised part at Knocked Up where they just did that. So.
Yeah, so that was nice. But yeah, a monster truck. I don't know why I keep using this gesture.
Is that monster size for you, or? Does that do it for you? Is that's girth? That doesn't fit into any hole. All right.
Now, who was I talking to? Because honestly, these prescription medicines, I don't remember anything.
Then they're working. They're doing their job. They are 100%.
They're formatting Janie's hard drive.
You are getting whites.
Here, let me explain my mind. Because I know you want to know. This is what I remember about today.
Love Janie's triangle.
Brownies.
I know that I made brownies, and I know that you watched, and I know that Ash was drawing scribbles.
Scribble crushes.
I know that I talked to Paulie today and Ayub. I have a phone, and I know that I have a phone.
I called you on the phone during the Hangout, you
goofball. Do you remember putting your clothes on today? Okay.
And I'm here now.
Do you remember taking a pee-pee at any point today?
That was not while I was on the phone with her.
No, she doesn't remember that. You might still have to go to the bathroom. Okay.
I cooked dinner because no one's here asking me for food.
It was meatloaf?
Yes!
Made with ground turkey?
Now, was it bad out of town? Or just
no, Anna Grace, that's right, Anna Grace said, Mom's meatloaf. I remember that, and...
Did she have, like, ketchup on her face?
When they came in, they were very excited about the meatloaf.
Good. I'm glad you're remembering my life for me, because I have no memory.
A sloppy Joe.
You see, I know it's funny now, but you see, it's real.
And in 20 years, we're going to not be laughing. What?
No, in 20 years, you can tell me everything you want, because I really have.
In 20 years, you won't be able to, like, your smile. It'll stay. It'll be stuck.
Yeah, I know. You know, because I'll start getting surgery, and I'll just stick it on like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you can be Joan Rivers.
I had to have done something else. All these chores. Oh, I got my nails done. Yes, I got my nails done.
Remember that time that they did your pink nails?
They did my prick? What? I got that removed. What?
You did? What did you do that?
Oh, you did. Paulie, you were on the show. She said that last week.
Yes, I got it removed.
Before that.
What, she got it removed?
Oh,
she got it removed live on the show. We just couldn't see from the neck down. I think she was in a bathtub when it happened.
You got it removed?
That's right. Your chest hair. You were playing with your shower curtain.
No, you're the one who plays with chest hair.
It's gone?
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting in the way. No more sword fights, Paulie.
Huh.
Well, on that note.
I think the show just ended.
I think you're sinking our battleships with that thing.
You sunk my battleship.
Sinking every this way. Hey, speaking of battleship, I didn't see that movie, but I heard it was about aliens. What the hell? Billy?
What?
Yeah.
I got a little tear in my eye.
Can we get a close-up? Can you get a little close-up to the camera?
I don't know. I mean, they're watering. I don't know.
And I learned that there is a search engine that you can type in anything and it gives you an answer.
Now, I heard when you do that, you get to see opinions of all these people that you met on some website.
The what?
Exactly. That's what happens. So.
Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It's called, oh, crap, oh, this horrible show. Okay, I can't remember the name of the show, but on Roku, there's some thing that my husband downloaded, and he said, oh, did you ever watch this show? And it was some 70s cop show with a chick on it, and no, it wasn't that one. And She looked like a hooker, and I said, "Is she supposed to be a hooker?" He says, "No, she's a cop." And it was Get somebody. 2 names. Not Get Shelley West. Get. She's a black chick. And anyway, within the first 5 minutes, they're dropping the N-word and everything. It's like, what? This was on like ABC or something in the 70s? It's like, yes. And it's like, Get.
Smart?
No, Get. And it was a detective show. I think it was only lasted a year. I mean, I didn't know the show at all.
There's nothing down there anymore?
And Paulie has just learned.
See, now...
Terrible dilemma. So if you're watching and you know the name of the TV show, so we don't have to use the search.
Okay, it's Get...
Away from here. Get out of here.
It's not Get Shorty. It's not Get
a penile transplant.
What's her name? What was the name of that show?
Jim, help
Get
us!
Christy Love. Get Christy Love. Christy
Yes.
Love. Get Christy Love.
Get her to do what?
Get Christy Love. That was the name of the show. Get Christy Love. Look it up. If you can watch, it's in the public domain. If you can watch the first 5 minutes of it, I was so appalled, and I just didn't know that such things aired.
They air dirty laundry.
The language. Anyway, Get Christy Love.
Do you think if Admiral Snackbar was here, he'd say, "It's a wrap"?
Yes, it was a wrap half an hour ago, before Paulie.
You know what makes me more upset? It makes me upset when
it'll grow back.
It makes me more upset when I see the post about the guy that looks like the guy from Up, over, and over, and over.
I kind of like that one.
Do you? Okay then.
So, Get Christy Love apparently starred Teresa Graves.
Yes.
Oh, you're doing your research.
Charles, I can't say that last name, and I'm from New York. Cioffi, Shaffi. Jack
Kafka.
Kafka? Ira Kafka? Jack Kelly.
Mendelbaum. Mendelbaum.
I want to look at people that were actually in the show, who produced it, who directed it, what else they ever did, because this is now cracking me up.
Get Christy Love, yeah.
Yep.
And that's in the first 5 minutes that the crime happens, and they go, Get Christy Love.
Wow, that's...
And then she shows up.
Scary. That's a scary voice you did there, Jane.
5 episodes were directed by Mark Warren.
Oh, yeah.
Who we lost in 1999.
That's a shame.
Mark Warren was responsible for bringing us such treasures as What's Happening, Comeback Charleston Blue, and Heartbreak High.
Oh, come on, you watch What's Happening.
Wait a minute. Apparently he directed 2 episodes of The Dukes of Hazzard, so he's okay.
Sweet.
Those good old boys.
Did Get Christy Love air more than a year?
No. Directed 2. It was only 7 episodes.
Oh.
Mark Warren
really
directed 2 episodes of Fish.
I loved Fish.
Oh.
Well, actually, I loved his character. The
7
TV show
episodes of
Fish
Sanford and Son. IMDb is going to sue me for giving away their information.
Oh, is that how it works?
Get Christy Love.
That is
or Apple is going to sue me because they copyrighted talking or something.
Oh, and in other news, Philip Seymour Hoffman was cast in a Hunger Games sequel. I didn't see the first one, but right.
See? And it's public domain to watch. Get Christy Love. So you can see some of this. It's wow, yeah. Get Christy Love. So the episode that I saw 10 minutes of, she was dressed, well, she was wearing a lot of clothes, but I was under the impression that she was a lady of the night. Yeah. All these ladies.
Whatever gave that away.
All these nights.
All these nights.
Ladies and their nights and the round table.
Yeah, that was my impression.
So what do you guys have planned for the rest of the week?
I'm going to the cardiologist to see if I'm going to live or die.
Oh, I hope you don't I hope you don't meet the same day as Makowsky.
I'm actually going to be hosting a dual candlelight vigil for Makowsky and for Jane's Heart.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds like fun.
It's a really up week for everybody.
It'll be an up and away kind of week.
It'll be like sitting Shiva and an Irish wig.
Like Shiva. Hey, Wednesday night I'm going to go see this musical off Broadway with just TV theme songs. Speaking of TV, they sing TV theme songs.
Are you in it?
I wish, but no. I randomly met a girl on the subway. They told me she was producing it, and she invited me, and we'll see what happens with the show.
Really? When you say we'll see what happens?
With the show, because she lives in L.A. She's also working on a show on ABC that got picked up, starring Reba McEntire and Lily Tomlin as her stoner mom.
Really?
Called Malibu something. I don't know. Anyway.
And that's going to air on ABC or CMT or both?
No, AMC. I don't know.
Oh, AMC.
No, ABC.
ABC, AMC, ABC,
ABC,
CMT,
CFG. Paulie Tenth, do you still do that show, those two shows? You do the show with the Candace and the show with the Jane Ellen, or are you on a hiatus?
Jane Ellen and I just recorded part 6 of our series, Recovery from Addiction, and Candace has not been feeling well, and we did not record last week's show, but look for us tomorrow night, or make sure that you have me and or Candace Hanlon in your circles so that you can get updates.
Now,
and get Christy Love.
And when you say she's not feeling well, does that have anything to do with this big thing she did in Chicago, or unrelated?
No. When I say she's not feeling well, it means that when I hugged her and I touched her arm, it was like scaly, like a lizard, and I said, "Oh, Candace, you're not feeling well."
Another candlelight vigil? A third one, maybe?
No.
Is it the apocalypse?
It could be related. I think that's a smaller apocalypse. That's the reptile apocalypse.
Oh, like on V.
Like on V. And then there's a show called Broad-Minded, Jane Ellen, which
I love that show. I love watching that show. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Who doesn't love watching that show? Now, do you actually watch the show, or you just kind of feel it as it happens?
Oh, I feel it because I produce it and I take part in it. So it's me and Lynette Young and Amy Gabriel and Karen Elaine and Cynthia Parrott, and we get help from the fabulous Nick Beenham, and Jim McCloskey did our logo, and Ashlyn Nathans is going to do some artwork for us as well. He's doing his love scribbles now. Love scribbles? Yes, scribble love. Love scribbles. Crush scribbles. Oh, crap. I knew it.
Scribble crush. I think
Scribble crush. Oh, crap.
Oh, crush. Well, you didn't remember what you had for breakfast today. So the real question on everyone's mind is, when are you going to have your full-on bathtub episode?
Crush.
Broad-minded.
Crush. Yeah, not.
Not happening.
No.
Ooh.
Not happening.
Yeah.
But I do believe, was it July 19th I said, that we're going to have a crossover, the 5 of you and me?
Yes, you did say that, and that would be fantastic.
And then maybe if there's room for some others, we invite a little Paulie and Mac if they're still alive.
Well, if Makowsky dies in Tijuana after I speak at the wake,
that would be in Buffalo at the Marriott, right?
Yes, Fairfield. I will be going to the lobby of the Fairfield and committing hara-kiri. Overcome with emotion. Overcome with emotion. I don't know how I'll make it through the day, but...
You will definitely have to have a Snickers ice cream bar at some point.
A Stinkers ice cream bar?
Or a Snickers.
Oh, okay. Either one. Yes.
Stinkers.
Can you just see that? It's like everyone in like the front 2 rows at his funeral, son doing the Snickers. Like, get a huddle of him.
And then somebody goes up and puts the Snickers in his mouth in the coffin.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, you know how a body can, in case you know, a body might have a reaction, and you could just see the hand going to grab it. That's what I picture. Which makes me think of the Mary Tyler Moore episode when Chuckles the Clown died and Mary got a case of the giggles at the funeral. Anyone? Okay.
Chuckles, not Chuckles.
Chuckles the Clown.
That was a bad memory. That was painful. Oh, Ernest Borgnine. We miss you already.
Oh, that's right.
The ship sunk. Didn't the ship get, like, you in the movie with Gene Hackman and the upside down what was that called? You know what I'm talking about? The
Poseidon
70s?
Adventure,
That
great.
one.
The original Poseidon Adventure,
The original. I didn't see the
phenomenal
other one.
movie. They all did a great job. Oh man.
And he was in Marty.
Red Buttons was in that, playing in a dramatic role. Red Buttons in a dramatic role, unbelievable.
In a dramatic role, and that was a much better movie than Titanic.
Yeah.
I mean, on a serious note, thinking about the set that they built for a flooded, upside-down ship.
It was 70s, right? Not 80s, right? 70s?
Yeah, early 70s. 72, 73, something like that.
It's extraordinary.
Mm.
It's extraordinary. So, yeah, it's sad. But I don't want to say but he was in his 90s, so.
Yeah.
But he was 95 when he died, but when he was 91, he gave away on a morning news show the secret for his longevity. I'm not sure whether it was an accident or not, if he didn't realize that the person next to him was mic'd, but they asked him what the secret to a long life was. He said, I better not say. They said, no, really, tell us, you'll look fantastic. And he leaned over and he said, I masturbate a lot. True story. Look it up on YouTube. He said it on a morning news show.
And he got 4 more years out of it.
That's right. That's right, he did. God bless him.
God bless, and God knows what he's doing now. And I bet the first thing that God or whoever else was up there wanted to do was shake his hand, right? Right.
Somebody. Oh wait! That's the best part. Ground? When they were closing the segment, somebody came over and shook his hand. And the guy goes, "You just shook his hand. He just said he masturbates a lot. You just shook his hand."
But he uses soap. God, the soap.
You know, maybe he's a switch hitter.
Maybe he uses tissues and never hits the hand.
I am not. I can only bat lefty.
He could have a sock puppet, and I don't know.
What's your batting average there, Matt Paulie Tenth?
999.
That sounds good. That means you only miss once in your whole life.
Oh no, once this year. So far.
So far you got blanks. You got Billy blanks. You got Bo blanks. Bo Bridges. Jeff Bridges. What's the difference? I don't know. It's 20 minutes after the hour. This show is an hour.
Jeffrey Bridges, Hudson River Bridges.
Bo Bridges, Bridge over the River Kwai,
and speaking of,
I used to love those. I used to love when Carson did that. I mean, I know they wrote it, but he made it come off like he was just coming up with this stuff. I used to love that stupid shit.
Matthew, do you have a big spoonful of mayonnaise somewhere near you?
Not near me. I just have the spoon that I use for the ice cream.
If you could get some mayonnaise. If you could get some mayonnaise, could you eat a spoonful of mayonnaise if you were falling?
I can't. I will gag more than he's gagging, but I will.
Oh God! Oh God!
There is no spoon.
Oh God! Oh my God! That's.
Wait, can you hold that for a second because I have to capture that moment? Oh.
Oh God!
If you're still watching, which I imagine you are not.
Oh my God!
You will enjoy this.
Did you not take me seriously, Janie?
I call spoon.
Oh no. God!
No.
Oh my God!
Now, could you go get some real mayonnaise?
I thought this was like a joke that you two had worked out. I thought he was going to do it. All of
that was real?
All of that was just completely real.
Are you serious?
The show you're watching is not staged at all.
No, I thought he was going to. I thought this was a gag that you two had worked out. And
Here, let me pass you some money.
Spoon.
Remember that? That was episode 6.
Oh my God, my throat hurts so bad. My tongue is covered in bile.
Now, can I give you a recommendation, Paulie? Yeah, well, I was going to... There you go, James.
You know, I took 3 weeks off from the show. I had no idea. I had no idea Janie had her surgery. I had no idea that you were going to pull the mayonnaise card.
No, I just pulled it from a friendly place.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta grab some water. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, Paulie Tenth, thanks for being on the show.
I knew I had a serious gag reflex, but Man.
Wow. So that's Paulie Tenth is gone. He has a gag reflex, and PLUStainment Show has never been happier. We did miss you, Matt Makowsky. So if you are living, dead, or Kiwi, let us know. And Kiwani.
And actually, I did send a message to his captors, who I assumed had his phone. And I said, if you're enjoying Matt Makowsky's new phone, please don't damage his face. And because we rely on that for the show and for our communication, if you could keep it to maybe removing a pinky or something, or maybe one of his toes that we don't see, it really wouldn't affect us that much. You know, for proof of life.
No, I think that would be. I think that Matt Makowsky, we hope that we get to see your face next week, and if we don't, we'll see Paulie's face.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel like vomiting or anything. I feel like we've kind of left on the downer.
No. Let's be happy. It's congratulations to our friends Ryan Van Sickle and Heather Faye. Hopefully, you will be more people will be circling you as you get more notice here on Google Plus.
And again, Ashlyn Nathan's doing Scribble Crush.
Scribble Crushes, and yeah, we do. We're gonna do more shows. We got more shows coming up. Yeah,
because it really can't get any worse than this.
This is a fun show. It's got some moments.
We got some moments. We actually make people puke.
We make people. All right. Well, I love you, Jane Ellen. And maybe I'll shave next time and get the haircut and a real job.
All right. I'll see you later.
Good night. Hasta la vista.